There's really no denying that the Las Vegas Raiders took multiple steps forward this offseason. With Pete Carroll and John Spytek now at the helm, immediate change is sure to come, and that's actually already happened. Moves such as the acquisition of Geno Smith prove that true, the drafting of Ashton Jeanty proves that true, the extension of Max Crosby proves that true, among other things, and there is more to come. But if there's one area where the Raiders took a step back this offseason, it is, by far, the linebacker unit. And the ugly truth is, this unit took big steps backwards. On top of losing their two starters, Robert Spillane and Divine Diablo, they also lost their first rotational linebacker, Luke Masterson. To make matters even worse, this unit lost Nate Hobbs, a slot cornerback who essentially served as the Raiders' third linebacker, not just in theory, not just on the formation, but in role. He truly played like a linebacker. There's really no quick fix to this problem that the Raiders now have, certainly not an all-in-one scoop solution. But the team is hoping Elandon Roberts goes a long way in fixing some of those holes that they now have. And that is exactly what this video is going to be about, Elandon Roberts. It's going to be a full film breakdown on Roberts' game. It's going to list his pros, cons, strengths, weaknesses, everything that you need to know. That's what we do in this series. This is Ramble Film Room. I am AlexMonfreda, and we are going to break down some film. Now, Elandon Roberts comes from the Pittsburgh Steelers, just like Robert Spillane did, and because of this, a lot of Raider Nation is hoping that Elandon essentially becomes the next Robert Spillane, Spillane who ended up being arguably the Raiders' best linebacker in 2 entire decades. And to be blunt, that is not going to happen. It's just not. And that does not mean that there's not things to get excited about with Roberts. It doesn't mean that Roberts doesn't have a lot to offer. It just means that if you are expecting Roberts to be as good as a guy who is the best linebacker the Raiders have had in arguably 2 decades, you're going to be very disappointed. And the reason is because for people saying, well, you never know, you never know. When it comes to natural God-given talent and a player's limitations, you do know. When a player is 30 years old and their built-up skill is what it is, you do know. I mean, it's really that simple. But again, do not get that confused with there's not things to get excited about in Roberts' game. Before we break down his game film in great depth and go over the strengths, weaknesses, what he offers the Raiders, and we are going to do that soon, so stick around for that one. You guys are going to love that. That's probably why you're here in the first place. We are going to go over the stats from his 2024 season first. I got them right in front of me, and this is what they are. We're going to start with what he did against the run. And against the run, he was able to record a 90.4 grade via PFF. That, to put into perspective, was the second highest in the entire NFL among all linebackers who had at least 200 snaps against the run. So yeah, pretty darn good. He was able to record 32 solo tackles throughout the year. He was able to force 1 fumble, and he even got involved with 1 sack. When rushing the quarterback, he forced 12 pressures throughout the year. When it comes to stats you don't want on your resume, Roberts had a few of them too this past season. For one, his missed tackle percentage was 18%. Essentially, he would miss 1 out of every 5 tackle attempts, and that number is just much too high. The second thing is, Roberts was the lowest graded coverage linebacker for the Steelers this past year, and the film really does show why. And when you couple that with the 0 pass breakups he had, he didn't get his hands on any amount of passes, interception, dropped interception, just batting a ball away, batting ball down at the line of scrimmage. There were 0. He didn't even break up a single pass, ball in the receiver's hands. He knocks it out, he hits him, the ball gets dropped. None of that, not one single instance last year. You'll see that as we get into the film, and we are going to get into the film now. But first, let me say this. I did structure this one a little differently. Normally, I structure the film by strengths, weaknesses, pros, cons, in that order. But this time, I'm going to structure it as versus the run and then versus the pass. But it's the same idea. It's going to be strengths followed by weaknesses. But that is how that's going to be structured for this one specifically. And with that being said, let's get right into the film. We're going to start with the running game, and you're going to quickly see why Elandon Roberts has so much success when he's going up against the run. He does all the little things right. The first thing is he evades blockers. Not just block shedding, but just evades contact completely. Goes around Pat Ricard there, makes the tackle. The rest is history on that play. This play's not much different than the one right before it. Pat Ricard right there engaged in a block, except he's not engaged in a block. Elandon went right around it, made the tackle. This one's going to highlight 2 more things. The first thing is you see Elandon Roberts right there. He's setting up the defense. He's getting it ready. He knows that this is a run. He knows Derrick Henry is going to carry it, and he is ready for it. He makes sure his teammates are ready for it. Here's the ball. Here's the snap. Derrick Henry could go either way. Be patient here. That is what he does. He's patient. He gets ready for it, and he makes the tackle. We always hear about how patience is important from a running back, and it is, but it's also important from a linebacker. He's got Henry in his sights wide open, just be patient, he's ready for whatever, and gets that tackle. You never know what the ball carrier is going to do. You can only put yourself in a position to be ready for whatever he's going to do. That's what Elandon does great. You love it when your linebackers have relentless pursuit to the ball carrier, and a play like this is going to show exactly why. Here Elandon is getting the defense ready. He knows it's going to be a run. The ball is snapped. It is, of course, a run, and a Raven falls right in front of him. Doesn't matter. He dives right over him to make the tackle. He wants it that bad, the pursuit, and that's what it is. Here's another example of why you love that pursuit. The ball is snapped. It's a run, of course. He has Henry in his sights the entire way. Doesn't let him out of his sights. Goes across the field. He's not the fastest guy in the world. Doesn't matter. He's still going to be the one to make the play. While it's very true Elandon Roberts is not the fastest guy in the world by any stretch of the imagination, he doesn't always have to be, and this play right here is going to show why. Here the ball is snapped, he's going after Lamar, turns on the Jets, and he is going to make Lamar have only a minimal gain right here. This one is going to highlight 3 separate pros from Elandon Roberts' game. The first thing is block shedding ability. There's an example right there. The second thing is the pursuit of the ball carrier. We've seen that already. And the third thing is the tackling form that allows him to get Derrick Henry from behind. Let's stay on the topic of block shedding as we show more. Here, Roberts gets around 1 blocker. He gets around 2 blockers. He gets to Lamar Jackson. He tackles him before a first down. And we're going to see it back in slow motion. You can see how Elandon Roberts gets through these blockers, gets around them, gets to Lamar, prevents the first down, and this drive actually came to an end, all thanks to Elandon Roberts' efforts. And finally, let's talk more about that good tackling form that Roberts often goes to. Now, Elandon Roberts did miss 18% of tackles last year. That number is unacceptable, especially when you show that you have wrap tackling form like Roberts does on this one. And that is going to do it when it comes to Elandon Roberts' pros against the run. Now, I am going to show some film that is less than ideal, so to speak, and I don't show it to hold Elandon Roberts down or anything. I do it because on this channel, I try to show every player's good film that we cover and the not-so-great film. And with that being said, here's the not-so-great part. This first clip I like to call Pat Ricard's Revenge. There have been many clips in this video where Roberts just beats Pat Ricard. Not the case on this one. Pat Ricard just flat out stops Roberts in his tracks. Overall, it's not something to worry about in Roberts' game, but I had to show it so you know Roberts isn't just winning every single play. Now, this play highlights why patience is important. On this one, Roberts isn't patient. He settles for one side. What does he do, though? He settles for the side with his already 2 other guys, making it 3 in total. He leaves the other side open. There was no one in that other gap. Derrick Henry explodes through it, and it is a touchdown because Roberts was not patient. That is going to bring us right into the coverage game where Elandon Roberts had 0 pass breakups, 0 interceptions, all of that, almost a non-factor in the passing game last season. We're going to see why. So the first thing that you're going to notice here when this ball is snapped, it is the backpedaling, and boy, is it sloppy. It's just not good. Now, Elandon is disciplined in zone. That is good, but that footwork is not. Don't think that sloppy footwork that looks like he's sliding on some ice was a one-off, because it absolutely is not. Here he goes again, and it's just as sloppy. Again, he's holding it down in zone, though. You have to like that. But that footwork is just, oh, it's a mess. Here we go for a third time, and I wanted to add some ice on the field as an edit on this, because look at this. What is the guy slipping on ice? What is happening? It's a tough watch. It really is. And then there is this play, which I do not blame Roberts for, actually. I believe this is number 6's fault. I believe his assignment was to watch the running back. He instead chose to go after Lamar, left the running back open, and then the rest is history. But this showcases the recovery time that Elandon Roberts absolutely does not have in any way. And with all of that out of the way, that is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a thorough breakdown of Elandon Roberts' film, what to expect with him, his pros and cons, that sort of thing. And we do a lot of these videos. We've actually done one on most of the rookie class already, and we do still plan on covering the rest of the rookies that we haven't yet. And we do still plan on covering vets, Elandon Roberts, for example. We have a Devin White video coming out soon even, and I know a lot of people suggested Amari Gainer while we're on the linebackers. And we're actually fixing to do that too, so be prepared for those 2 to come out soon. And if you guys like this, just the best thing you can do to ensure that more content comes, I cannot stress this enough, is drop a sub, drop a like, comment on this video, tell your thoughts on this video, whatever you guys want to say. But make sure to sub. It is the best way to guarantee content like this continues coming. And if you guys want to show even more love, you can drop a follow on X at AlexMonfreda. It's just my name at AlexMonfreda. And I am the deputy editor of TheRaiderRamble that you can also follow on X at TheRaiderRamble. But with me, what you're going to get by following me is you are going to get, I cover the Raiders, so you're going to get that, and you are going to get content that is basically this video, very detailed, analytic-y, and in that sort of a scope, just in written form. That's what you're going to continue to get from me. I pride myself on that sort of work, and I think that my work speaks for itself. So just go check it out. You don't have to listen to me speak about it, and that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, like I said, and I will see you guys on the next one.